October 6, 2020. The world of music is plunged into deep sadness. A legend has passed away, taking with him the sound of a guitar that once set millions of hearts ablaze. His name was Eddie Van Halen, the man who turned the guitar into the voice of his soul. Eddie Van Halen was born on January 26, 1955, in Amsterdam, the Netherlands. His father was a saxophone and clarinet player. His mother was Indonesian. The Van Halen family moved to California when Eddie was 7 years old, with the hope of a new life and music in their blood. Eddie and his brother Alex grew up in a small house in Pasadena. They didn't have much money, but they had one treasure greater than all of it: a love of music. Initially, Eddie played drums and Alex played guitar, but then one day they switched instruments. And from that moment, music history took a different turn. Eddie Van Halen didn't just play the guitar, he lived it. His fingers danced across the keys, creating sounds that had never existed before. The tapping technique he popularized became iconic, ushering in a new era for rock. It was said that when Eddie played, the guitar was no longer an instrument. It was a soul singing. In 1972, Eddie, his brother Alex, Michael Anthony, and David Lee Roth formed the band Van Halen. Their music was explosive, powerful, bold, but also full of emotion. Their debut album, Van Halen 1, was released in 1978 and became a huge hit, opening the way for a legendary journey. From Running with the Devil to Jump, from Panama to Hot for Teacher, every song bore Eddie's unmistakable mark. He was an artist who never stopped experimenting. He built his own guitar, the Bain Frankenstrat, a symbol of creativity and passion. When Michael Jackson needed a solo for Beat It, Eddie took just minutes to record a piece that stunned the world. It wasn't just a solo song, it was a stroke of genius, but behind the spotlight, Eddie's life wasn't easy. He battled addiction, pain, and illness. Many times it seemed like music would leave him, but each time he picked up his guitar and played as if it were his last breath. On October 6, 2020, Eddie Van Halen took his last breath after a long battle with cancer. He passed away at the age of 65, quietly but with an indelible echo. His son, Wolfgang, was the one to share the sad news with words that stunned the world. "You were the best father I ever had. Every moment with you was a gift." When the news broke, the world fell silent. Fans wept, artists bowed their heads. Brian May, Slash, Tom Morello, and thousands of other musicians called him a guiding light. Because Eddie was more than just an artist, he was an inspiration to those who believed that music could change lives. After his death, people didn't just listen to Van Halen again. They felt it. Because in every solo, every riff, Eddie still breathed. Powerful, fierce, but also full of humanity. He turned his guitar into a language that spoke of freedom, of desire, and the joy of being alive. Today, all over the world, young people still learn to play guitar by listening to Eddie's music. Each time the strings vibrate, they touch the soul of a man who once lit up the rock sky. Eddie Van Halen never disappears. He just turns into sound, spreading forever in the wind, in the hearts of music lovers. He once said a simple sentence, but it moved everyone who heard it. Music is not a competition. It is a feeling. If you make someone feel something, you have succeeded. Eddie Van Halen, the man who made the world feel. Not just with technique, but with soul. And today, every time the guitar sounds somewhere in the dark night, people still hear his voice. Soft, free, like the last greeting of a legend. Keep playing. Don't stop. Ever, Eddie Van Halen, the guitar of the world, the echo of eternity.